Unless I permanently just delete the item.
You can delete the item because if you're not used to 5th edition on Roll20, you can go into your compendium, search on anything, and then you can drag and drop it onto your sheet. So you don't actually have to type in anything manually in terms of weapons and armor. You can or spells. You can just drag and drop onto your sheet. It's really cool. That's one of the reasons I started to fell in love with 5th edition, because all that time as a GM trying to manually type in everything for 3.5 got so annoying, and in 5th edition I can just compendium, and it got worth me spending a lot of money on the compendium just so I could do that. On the various compendiums. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, one last thing. I need a token for your character, Azure. But we can do that as I'm reading. Captured by the drow. You wouldn't wish this fate upon anyone, yet here you are, locked in a dark cave, the cold, heavy weight of a metal tight around your throat and wrists. You are not alone. Other prisoners are trapped in here with you, in an underground outpost far from the light of the sun. Your captors include a cruel drow priestess who calls herself Mistress Elvira House of Mizram. Over the past several days, you've met her several times, robed in silken garments and flanked by 2 male drow, one of whom has a massive scars along one side of his face and neck. Mistress Elvira likes to impress her will with scourge in her hand and remind you that your life now belongs to her. Accept your fate, learn to obey, and you may survive. Her words echo in your memory, even as you plot your escape. It has now been, let's see, depending on how, some of you guys have only been here 2 days. Others of you, I've told you before, you've been here, multiple days by this point. As for our newest member, Azure, they are being brought in now. Do you have a description ready for your character?
So you're being brought in. You notice my essential height. Roughly, you're guessing well over 6 feet tall. Massively bulkily built, black and brown fur, and dark brown skin.
2 Quaggoths flank you as several drow, all male, lead you towards the entrance to the little prison here. The doors open as they're yelling, get back, slaves!" And you're being pushed inside. The Quaggoths look like giant apes. Things if you haven't seen them before. One of these dudes here. Oops. Kind of like a giant underground ape, kind of albino-ish. They look like they are waiting for you to try to attack them, as if they could, haven't tangled with the Minotaur before. They'd love to try it. Some of the other prisoners look up and look towards you as you're pushed in. Oh. You kind of hear some weird noises coming from this guy over here. It kind of sounds like a flapping language. That would be from your perspective, Blackover. However, to the rest of the party, the rest of the party who has been with Stool for a couple of days now and has therefore developed a bit of a telepathy, with him, which has been translating the language for you. You hear from Shushar over here. It's like, oh my, what a weird and unusual creature. He almost looks like a very dark Quaggoth, except with horns.
I don't think a talking fish should judge.
Azure, from your perspective, that's what you hear. You hear one of the dwarfs say that.
I was just about to say, have the guards left, or are they just pushing me in as I'm hearing this?
They push you in. They're clanging the door. They're attempting to clang the doors back behind you, while several Quaggoth kind of like line up outside the door. Since you were just brought in, you saw that while it's really difficult to see from the entrance of this cage up, unless you're like can crane up personally. You've seen that there are several towers in the cave beyond that actually have a sight line down here into this part of the prison. Sorry, this part of the complex where the little prison cell is. So they could probably fire arrows down at whoever's standing in the doorway.
Okay. And being able to see that, then I let them push me in. But as they start turning the gate, I let out a loud roar.
All right. The two drow that were accompanying you kind of like take a step back and put their hands towards their weapons. However, the Quaggoth seem to be making chuckling, chortling noises at this, and one of them just kind of grins nastily at you.
I flip. Is that the this guy right here?
That's one of the Quaggoth. The Minotaur doesn't currently have a token.
I'm flipping him off. Like every single time. Every single time he comes in here, I flip him off.
Like they're kind of like standing up against a wall outside. All right, so they look like are watching you do that, and just kind of one of them's kind of like scratching his head. I don't think he understands what that gesture means.
That's fine by me. As long
Here
as
is. My question is are my arms chained behind me, considering they may possibly know exactly what class I am?
No, but you kind of feel this weird sensation in your head, as if you're being cut off from something as you're in this cell.
Yeah, okay.
And basically, basically you just have a chain around your neck at the moment. Rather yeah. And around your wrists, but they're not completely locked together. Like they can lock you up at any time easily. Like all they need to do is just like grab something and your everything's pulled together. But in the cage, you're kind of like free to walk around.
Yeah, so this is kind of like cutting off my demonic bond.
And you said you were a warlock, yes?
Yes.
Who did you make a pact with?
Don't remember off the top of my head.
But you said demonic, so that would mean you're a pact with something abyssal?
I will get back to you on that.
Okay.
Maybe you mean infernal, perhaps, instead.
If you don't want to tell, you could whisper.
Yeah, because you don't need to tell any. You don't need to tell any of your players. But the GM does need to know. This like my ruling on comedy times. The GM needs to know if you're really two gnomes in a trench coat, but the party doesn't need to know that.
stop.
I'm gonna use my
Nice
knowledge in
you.
undercommon and explain to the qualities out there what Yggdrasil's gesture meant.
The Kraggoth kind of stare in at you, and one of them bares its teeth and starts growling at the offensive individual.
Hey,
Saying-
I didn't do it.
No, not you, the offensive individual. Saying,
I growl back. My
I'm gonna
finger
look.
also bared.
I'm gonna look at Yggdrasil and go, yeah, now they know what you meant.
Oh, it took him long enough. Would you tip him off or something?
Nah, I bet you felt that maybe you wanted your gestures to come, I thought you wanted them to understand.
Yeah, they're still dumb as stumps either way.
True.
Yeah, I'm talking to the one that's growling at me. Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy.
the Kraggoth unsuccessfully attempts to mimic your offending thing. Unfortunately, because of the way their anatomy works, it only manages to put up two fingers instead of putting all but one down. So
I'm literally on the floor rolling and laughing. You fucking idiot.
This is dumb. hello. As I look upwards towards this giant of a hairy horn. Um, nice to meet you. I'm Boris. Um, I'm speaking in common now, hoping they don't understand me. I mean the underdog creatures. We've been working on like a plan to get out. Would you be in?
I grunt and nod my head.
That's good. You seem capable.
All right. So, uh, the the guards are mostly kind of relaxed out there. The door is locked. Um, you get some strange looks from the various people that are in there. This one little walking mushroom guy over here just seems to be quivering and makes its way over towards a drow that's also being held captive. There's two humans over here sitting against the wall. One looks like he is maybe about 19 or 20. Another who looks like she's about 13 or so. Um, there's another human over here who looks like she's in her mid-30s. And there's a small goblin over here, kind of like cuddled close to her. There's what appears to be a Diro. I can't remember what it's. There is a really dark-skinned gnomish type being over there who's just kind of grinning over at you, and of course, as you'd already noticed, the weird fish person, who was just making these weird guttural noises that sound a lot like Undercommon, but you didn't understand it at all, unless your character speaks Undercommon. Does he speak Undercommon?
The world will never know.
So what would you guys like to do? You've got a new Minotaur friend, apparently.
I'm anxious to.
Oh, and there's another quiet human over here who's played by Jets, so therefore he'll be staying quiet for now.
Forgive me, Boris. I can't remember. What was our plan again?
Our plan was there were two versions of the plan. First, there were some loose bars, and we could pry them loose and beat up those guys, and then either run away or try to find our shit, which is probably where the priestess woman is, unless they have already sold it. Or we can wait until we're all out on our jobs and then individually try to beat up whoever is keeping us and try to get her at a point. I think that were the plans, but I'm not sure.
Do they all bring us all out at the same time, basically?
No, they usually take like a couple of you each time, and leave the majority, the rest in there. But they usually don't take the same people every time. Like to take like one person for like morning, you know, 2 or 3 people at morning, and another 2 or 3 people at night, that sort of thing. Well, not really morning and night, but you don't know the actual times. All you know is the feeding schedule.
I'm just gonna look over at the stool and like, what does? He doesn't have any arms.
You hear kind of Stool's voice in your head saying, "Well, they really don't like me very much, but they do have me at least carry a few things by strapping it to my head."
That really just feels like it's more work to strap it to you.
Well, more like they don't want to carry it from one area to another, so they strap it to me and have me go.
That's silly.
They appear to be having us do meaningless work. Haven't you noticed?
Damn it. I always do this.
Like the winding and unwinding of coiled ropes?
Oh, bastards.
Do we have any idea of the guard schedule?
you see different quaggoths at different times. It's been like difficult to say, and even when the quaggoths aren't necessarily standing right in front of you, in front of the cage, you have noticed that when you come in and out of the thing, that there's at least a guard tower up above with arrows pointed down towards here.
How about we allow them to leave us out for work a little bit more, and then maybe we could.
Whack-a-mole.
Well, I was more thinking in the idea of gathering information.
I mean, yeah. We could do another day of that.
Maybe we can find a way out. I don't know. Way out, our equipment.
Yeah, the second thing is, there is also a car coming to get us at some point.
We could always escape then.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
mean, sure, they're gonna have to bring us all if they want to. Sure, they'd have to bring us all and take us all on the shipment.
Yeah, but I would assume there would be more guards as well.
Hmm. True.
And I would quite like to get my equipment back. You can wait another day. I'm fine with that plan.
So at this point, the younger of the top level drow guys that you've seen around, where's his name? Ah, here it is. That you've come to learn is named Shor Vandry. Comes around with several more quaggoth, and he kind of bangs something along the bars and says, "Work detail time." He kind of like peers in at you and kind of points generally, going, "You, come forward."
Ooh, me.
Sure. That's on the road. Some good working. I'm gonna loosen up my shoulder.
Oh, if I must, the fishman waddles. And the three of them get pulled off to do some menial work, supervised by that. Then two more quaggoth show up and and the guard said, the guy that you've come to know as Shore says, "We're getting a little bit understaffed and need some more people. You, get over here."
Who's he pointing to?
Anybody who wishes to volunteer for work detail at the moment.
Sure, let's go work. Let's see if I can go work.
Fine, whatever. Just don't let me have any heavy lift.
Jim joins you while the Minotaur is left behind in the in there. So each of you guys are sent off into various work details while the rest are stuck in your cells.
While I'm on work detail, I'm gonna look for something I can pick locks with.
Alright.
As neatly as I can.
And in a minute, Ezra, I will tell you some more information about that for your warlock. But for right now, I need to continue on with this sub story because I'm running it. And you guys need conversation. All right. So for searching for that, roll a investigation check. Well, you guys, let's see, Party A, which has Kurt in it. You guys are pulled off to the kitchens.
Ooh.
Several Quaggoth are watching you as you guys are put to work scouring pans and sorting through various food bits. It looks like their store of food is actually running quite low, as if they're way overdue for a shipment of anything.
I would like that every bit and piece of food that is still on plates, I want to stick them in my bed.
Roll a sleight of hand check to see if you are go unnoticed for this.
bushy beard.
Roll a 1d6.
Yes.
You're quite a disgusting little dwarf. You managed to store a whole day's worth of food in the form of crumbs into your beard.
Yes.
Boris and Druzzy, whose name I can never pronounce. Sorry. The three of you, along with the two of you plus Jim Jar, are all brought over to work on hauling water back and forth. As with several drow supervisors, as you're lowered down towards the pools, they say, I wouldn't try running away if I were you while you're down there. There's an ooze in that pool. It'll go after you before you can get away. And you notice that you're kind of being lowered towards the middle of the water, next to a waterfall.
I ask, if we were to run away, which direction should we go?
One of the Quaggoths cuffs while only one of you at a time is kind of lowered down to grab water. Again, this seems like pointless work, and Jim Jar kind of whispers over to Boris as Yadrazi is sent down there first. He says, they really could make it far more efficient just if they were, putting buckets down there. I think they're trying to tempt us to run away or something. Either that, or they're getting their jollies off by tempting the grey ooze that lives in here to come after us.
Are we all the way up with those two guys?
Yeah, you're standing. You're basically standing on a platform. A rope bridge. Platform actually, overlooking the waterfall, with the two Quaggoth, while Jose has been kind of lowered over the side to get water in a bucket.
How high up are we?
I believe that's 100 feet. Let me double check the actual writing on there. I can see it. I can see the limits of across, but it's not showing the distance down at the moment. It's over in another section. 1 second. Here we go. Waterfall. 10 feet of difficult scale. Waterfall event. I hate that. No, sorry. It's actually only 20 feet down. For some reason I thought so it's actually not that far down.
So you can't murder them by throwing them off. Okay.
No.
Are there any guard towers?
Yes, there are guard towers. Basically, think of it as a huge open cavern, and you're on one little side of it along with the waterfall. There are several guard towers built into, I can never remember if it's stalactite or stalagmite, whatever hangs off the ceiling, that overlook the entire area. They can easily hit you from here. They can hit you in the slave pen. It's basically where it's positioned.
Okay.
And there are rope bridges that go to and fro. Gadriel, please roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You start feeling very hungry for some reason, and there seems to be a giggling voice in the back of your head. Something about flesh, flesh, eat, eat, flesh.
Oh boy. Hey, any of y'all? Which one of y'all don't value living now? Oh man, I'm getting hungry. I'm kind of like, does anybody else hear that? Cause
Boris, how do you respond to this?
My friend, I don't think I'm quite the most delicious one here. Dwarven meat is quite tough and hardy. Um, you might get alcohol poisoning. You know, I mean, these guys they look appetizing. They're big. Their muscles have been trained, and ooh, yeah. I mean, they look pretty okay. I mean, that small little guy, I don't think you should eat him either. He's like, I don't know, scrawny, and I don't know, black things to eat.
Jim Jar kind of like laughs at this and is just kind of grins over at you and whispers over in common, saying, "Good one, pal. Want to bet that he's cracking up down there? Want to bet? Bet you 1 gold."
I don't have gold, so
No, neither do I. Not on me, but we'll find it someday. And then whoever wins the bet gives the other person a gold. I can all keep it in my head, friend. He taps the side of his head as the two Quaggoth kind of bark down at Gadriel and says,
Sure.
"Get back onto the
Sure.
get back onto the platform to be brought back up."
sure.
I get on. I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, yeah.
So you're kind of like pulled back up into the area with both Jim Jar and Boris apparently talking about you. And the Quaggoth is kind of staring, showing their teeth.
Yeah, same, right back at you, buddy.
So, the Jim Jar says, "Are you cracking up? Are you going crazy? What's the deal, dude?" He says this in common.
Out of my face. Don't worry about it.
I would say that's inconclusive. We'll wait till he'll probably show symptoms later.
Yeah, I agree. He seems to be going crazy, but that's my opinion. That's why I bet you. Yes.
Take your opinion and shove it.
Yeah, Jim Jar goes down next as the more and more dirty and disgusting plates are given over to Kurt and Shushar and Holly.
Oh, I can take care of the dirtiest ones. Yes, don't worry.
Holly kind of
Just
like
smears him over his beard.
It looks like I'm washing them with a rag, but I'm using my beard. And just skipping them in.
Holly is just kind of watching you with a bizarre look on her face. So she kind of like
Give it a wink. Yeah.
she gives you a tight-lipped smile in return.
Who is it?
Mwah.
Bing bong, bing bong.
House service.
Housekeeping. Hello, housekeeping.
Azure finally has a picture. No, Azure does not have a picture. Weird. That's very weird. Sorry, it looked like Azure had a picture for a moment, but there's none showing. Anyway.
Azure, do you know how to put a picture in Roll20?
No, because I could see. Yeah, he does. But he's also AFK. No, it's just that you could see a little picture next to his name, and it's not showing up. Oh, maybe because it's just the. I don't know.
I think it might be his profile picture.
Yeah, I guess it is. It's just that some of you guys have your character picture instead.
Yeah, because we're using our character names in chat.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Let's see. So, Collie's been eyeing up that. Let's see, there's nobody currently in the cage to talk to because Azure's AFK. But Boris and Gadriel, you're kind of standing up there on the ledge. The Quaggoth are kind of got their arms folded, watching the two of you. They're not really paying much attention to Jimjar, who's scooping up water down below.
I'm half debating on smashing them, but I don't want to. Like, I don't want to screw this up. I also don't know if we can take him with the two of us. I have my doubts.
Yeah, they don't look particularly funny. Yeah.
On the way here, did we see like any other like pathways into tunnels?
Well, not from up a. Let's see. Bring up the map again. You can actually see tunnels down below. One that seems to be one prominent one, kind of to the north. Not exactly. Yeah, what you think is probably north. There's a north kind of westerly tunnel down below on the ground floor. There's another tunnel kind of leading off to the northeast, and another one to the southwest, but they're both small, and it's hard to tell how long they might be. As for any other way out of here, it's hard to tell. There might be something to the far southeast, up above, in somewhere near, but somewhere on the very edge of your confinement area, but you haven't been there, or at least you don't remember being there in order to escape that way. Like you might have been unconscious when you were dragged in.
Okay.
As for Kurt's question, roll a investigation check. You don't see anything useful. In fact, the one item of cutlery you do manage to pick up immediately breaks in your hands. It seems that the stuff is very substandard.
Bollocks.
So I guess at this point we're going to have to wait for our Minotaur friend to come back to see what he's up to in the cage.
I am somewhat here, by the way.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
I gotta go pick something up for my mom, but unless I'm being used for labor or something like that, I don't really have anything.
I can just have your character be asleep for a while.
I'm sure that works.
Alrighty. So, eventually at mealtime, everybody's brought back to the cages. You see that the Minotaur is fast asleep on the ground. Kind of like snoring away. And you guys are all locked up tight as the Quaggoth kind of wander off to their own pens. Several bowls of a very thin, gruelish substance have now been laid out for you. It seems that your rations have been cut down by half.
I'm gonna eat all of the contents out of my bowl, and then I'm gonna scrub through my beard and get all the crumbs out.
The stuff in your bowl is far less than the stuff in your beard. You have half the prison population now staring at you in horror.
I'm just gonna hold out my bowl and go. Anyone hungry?
Not nearly as hungry as you.
The only one that takes you up on this is Budipu. He goes, thank you, and starts popping the bits of crumbs into his mouth as if they were popcorn.
Yeah, I start eating as well. I'm like, anyone can eat of this if they want to.
The girl over here, the 13-year-old, looks like she's incredibly horrified at this and is making this weird face as if she's about to puke.
Oh no, I'll leave some crumbs over by Bulipo, and then I'm just gonna walk over to her. Come on, young ones need to eat.
The, she grimaces badly, and the other bearded guy kind of holds up a hand and says, "Please, Sir Dwarf, she would rather not eat your crumbs. Thank you."
But you don't. She's a child. She's growing. She needs substance.
And at this, the girl kind of like looks up for you and narrows her eyes. I really hate being referred to as a child, considering I'm expected to fight in a war.
You're still a child.
She kind of like narrows her eyes some more at the dwarf.
No matter how much you've gone through, your age doesn't change. Your body still needs substance. And I hold out the bowl.
The older human male actually just kind of like reaches over to take it from you.
I will reach out to give it to.
He holds it, grimaces, and passes it along towards Gadriel. Gadriel, sorry.
I look happy at this.
Jimjar kind of like looks around at the rest of you guys. Says, "You know what? We should be taking some better accounts of what we got out there. I think there's about maybe, from what I can count, there's about 19 of them out there. Well, at least in the Drow. Maybe about a dozen Kragos, but I don't know how many giant spiders there are. Anyone seen them?
Well,
Anyone know?"
One thing I know is they're running low on food.
Yeah. How long before you think they're gonna eat one of us? He kind of looks down at the sleeping Minotaur. Maybe him
I look
first.
Maybe.
The little goblin girl kind of like curls up in the corner and starts rocking. Like, no, no eating.
Like I'm thinking, maybe I should take the first step.
The fishman looks over at you and says, "I would very much not like to be eaten." And kind of takes a step back.
Getting eaten alive by spiders isn't the way to go for me. It's not in my future.
I mean, if we can start a fire, we can probably scare off the spiders. We don't really need to fight everything here, we just need to get away.
Would I have encountered the spiders down here in the Underdark? Could I roll something for it?
I'm gonna go with yes. You've seen at least some giant webs in tunnels in the Underdark. Whether you've dealt with them, like fought with them or not, that can be up to you.
Would I know if they would be afraid of fire?
Roll a nature check. You think that yes, if you set the webs of the giant spiders on fire, they will most likely retreat.
Yeah. Their webs are highly flammable. Go for it.
And you guys did that in another game already.
Yeah. Okay, doesn't maybe.
Alright.
When we get out, we should make as big of a diversion as we can. Probably by lighting everything on fire.
Ah, the new pyromaniac grip, huh? The girl kind of like looks over at you, the young girl, and says, "Is that your solution to everything? Burn it?"
Not really,
Yes.
but in this case, seems the logical option.
At this point, the drow kind of lifts his head up and sighs loudly. "I'm not even sure if we can get our hands on anything flammable. And now that the supplies are dwindling and the supply patrol is well overdue, I think we've got more problems on our hands. Of course, it might also be the solution. The people," he kind of looks up towards the where the other drow are, "out there are going to start infighting soon. Elvira can't keep them in line if they don't have food."
So we wait until that happens and try to break out.
I have bad news on that front, though. We're likely to starve before they do.
I'm gonna walk over to one of the walls where the bars are. Did we find some loose bars or something?
I believe you were working on that. Yeah, that was in the preview thing that we did a month ago.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look around, see if anyone sees me.
Roll a perception check. You see no one except maybe like Duncan over there watching you, and maybe a prisoner here or there. But you don't see anyone of merit watching you.
I'm just gonna see what happens.
Are you pulling on a bar, or what are you doing exactly?
I'm just kicking the bar, see if it moves so slightly or something.
All right, roll it. Do an attack roll.
Attack roll. I'll roll strength then. Or athletics.
You can do athletics. Smack. Roll. Give me a 1d4. It barely budges, but you did definitely heard it move a little.
Oh, my foot! My foot!
Doomjar kind of snickers at you for that.
Damn it.
Everybody roll perception checks.
Okay.
Now I'm too busy looking at my foot.
Wow.
Okay.
Kurt, even while you're looking down at your foot, you could hear the distinctive sound of booted feet walking up down the corridor towards the cells.
Oh, someone's coming. Excuse me, Jimjar. I'm coming through.
Doomjar kind of snickers at you.
Kurt, do we know who has geese?
Geese? There are no geese down here.
Well, you know, you've observed that several of the guards have
No,
keys.
I said geese, as in goose. Goose.
I thought somebody was asking about keys over there.
I
Yeah,
was
he
asking
did say
about
keys. I
keys.
misheard him, so I made a joke out of it.
So you know that several of them actually have keys around there, but mainly like the priestess does, and some of her warriors do.
Okay, who is coming our way?
You don't know. You hear booted feet coming your way. What do you do?
We stay inside. I stay inside the jail cell. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll make sure I'm close to my I hit stuff with it club.
Alright. So, a single drow warrior comes up and like stares in at you guys. You don't actually know this one's name. He just looks like the other drow warriors. And he stares at the group of you and says, "Are you guys making a racket down here?"
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna start knocking on the bowl I got. Act like I'm treating it as a music instrument.
Do you still have crumbs in that bowl?
No, probably not. I would have eaten everything that was left.
That's a good response. He basically glares in at the group of you and seems to be satisfied that none of you are up to anything hinky. But he does say, "I will be keeping an ear out for you." And he starts heading on his way.
Wait. I have a question.
He pauses for a second and smacks something into his hand that looks like it would hurt if it connected with you. It says, "Yes?"
I heard we were supposed to be like getting on this cart to go somewhere, but it's late.
You don't pay any attention to that. But you'll get where you're going soon enough. Most likely you'll be fed to the spiders, though. He laughs and starts off again.
I'm gonna whisper the voice. I think that guy doesn't know anything. He's just covering it up.
I hope so.
He can't hear us whispering, so he's pretty bad at keeping an ear on us.
Yeah, yes. Do we know which direction he goes in? Can I make a note of that?
He just headed back the way he came. Gadriel, what about you? What do you do during all this? Gadriel?
Oops, sorry, I'm muted. No, I was saying I'm just chilling, basically. When he says
Chilling
it,
here in my crib with all my friends.
basically, like, look, in my head, I'm kind of just like, I really want to punch one of these people. I can't. I have to wait till it's time for it.
Alright.
What's the point of having all these? What's the point of having these hands if I can't put them on anybody? Then in my head, I'm just like, patience, Jesse, patience. Oops.
Alright, so it's starting to get late for you guys. Well, at least from your internal clocks are saying it's late. You're starting to get tired and sleepy, unless you're an elf, of course. But I don't think anybody in the party is an elf. You see that several of the prisoners, are already getting down to their normal "I'm trying to sleep" positions on this hard floor.
Right.
Do you guys go to sleep? Do you stay up? What do you do?
I'm out. I'm knocked out cold. I'm snoring.
Horace is gonna stay up for like an hour or two and like get the board a bit looser if nobody's looking.
Alright. Boris, you can roll a dexterity check. Anyone who's sleeping can roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna keep people awake. Oh, that's great. It's not too bad.
Alright, now I have to type things to people.
I can hear what she's typing. She's typing, you die, and you die.
Yeah.
And you get murdered in your sleep, and you get a knife in your back. And he's gonna eat everyone.
Boris, also roll me a perception check, please.
Let's see if I get an arrow right in my face.
As you look around, you see several of the prisoners still kind of awake and moving. You see that several of the other people sleeping are kind of like tossing in their sleep. The drow appears to be shivering. You can't tell if the mushroom guy is sleeping or just standing still. You don't even know if those guys sleep.
Okay. Did we have nightmares the past few days? I don't remember.
You've had some weird dreams. They have basically been sort that would have probably woken you up at the start if you were home safe in bed, that sort of thing. But considering you're here in a prison, they aren't quite that bad.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll-
Alright, so you gonna... How long are you gonna wait until you go to sleep?
Lord.
I think Boris said about an hour or so.
Alright. So, Boris, now roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Alrighty. I'm gonna whisper it to you, Boris.
Boris is gonna go mad.
You die.
Boris' head explodes.
Hey, if I die, I hope I meet you guys out of jail. That way, I have all my equipment. If we break.
Oh, that's what I hear in my sleep? Oh, no.
Oh, that's promising for me.
Oh yes.
Oh, that sounds promising. Luckily, my next character is already. So. Boris is not gonna deal well with whatever it is. He's not really that kind of.
I like how you say
boss.
that as a precaution. Like, ha! I followed your plans, DM. You can't make me mad. I'm already mad.
What?
I'm always angry.
No, Boris is gonna freak out by whatever it is, but my next character, she can deal with it.
Alright.
Oh.
Those of you who've had nightmares, that's what you've dreamed. And now you get to wake up with that lingering in your brain.
Ugh. I don't even want to know what those eyes were.
Wait, what? Am I reading this right?
That was the last one.
I think I'm reading this wrong. I don't know. Wait.
Do you want me to reveal it to the entire party by reading it out loud?
Let's just say this: Boris isn't there anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Am I interpreting this the right way?
That's just your dream.
Oh, no! It says when you adjust your eyes, bloody 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 blah.
That's just it's meant to be a very realistic dream. You're dreaming it. It's very intense. You think you're actually there. Suddenly you wake up and realize it's not a dream. That it was just a dream.
I thought I woke up there.
No. So if this was actually happening, what would you physically be doing right now?
Alright.
Disappeared.
I thought Boris was gone and possibly dying.
Bless me.
So I'm
So
fine.
So as everybody wakes up, what do they see Boris doing? Because he thinks this is real.
Boris is. Do I see this now, or was it a dream and I'm woke now?
Let's just say they wake up first, see you acting out whatever's going on in your dream. Because
Boris is flailing as a motherfucker, screaming ah, and talking about a lot of blood, like a lot of blood, like so much, like ooh, so much blood, so much, too much, way too much.
what do the rest of you guys do, seeing Boris in this state?
I just look at him. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Has being in this cell for that long got to you already?
I run over and try to hold him down so he doesn't hurt himself. Don't worry, Boris. It's me. It's me.
I can breathe.
No, don't force me to do mouth to mouth.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa. Alright.
oh,
The
Oh,
fisherman comes over to inspect Boris. Is he quite alright? He seems to be going mad.
I'm okay now. Kinda.
Yes. You wake up and see that Kurt is hovering over you, his long, filthy beard brushing against your chest, as your eyes readjust to the dark of the cell.
I stroke the side of his. No.
And so is the human.
I am like but I'm fine. Everything is okay. Let's get back to work. What are our work details, prison guards?
I'm feeling quite alright for it.
Megan kind of like looks over at Boris. She doesn't look like she slept much either. You can see that sweat has stapled her light hair to her head, not to the her bit of hair to her forehead. She's staring over at you, Boris, and says, "What exactly did you see?"
I don't want to talk about
You
it.
really want to know?
I just don't want to go near the lake again ever.
You heard.
So we're fine. Any water at all. I'm fine.
I look at Yggdrasil and go, what did you do at the lake yesterday?
I need to add a new flaw to my.
Excellent. The GM approves that.
Did something happen at the lake?
I don't think he wants to talk about it.
I'm asking you. You were there as well.
Wait, what?
I'm asking Yggdrasil, who was at the lake as well.
I don't know. I just know I had a dream that I was surrounded by a bunch of eyes and life. Wait a minute. Do I know that they're like what kind of eyes?
All kinds. Like animal eyes, human eyes, eyes of whatever race your character is, Dragonborn, I believe. Eyes of the people around you. Basically, you saw eyes.
Yggdrasil's like, I saw eyes of a lot of people. They all are laughing. Couldn't understand why.
And currently, before progressing in the story, I will wait for Azure to come back.
How well did I do on the bars before I went to sleep?
Well, the one section is a bit looser. Probably not even the smallest of you, which would probably be Grizzstrap, could get through them though.
Alright, we need them to get the door open because we're not gonna get out that way, I think.
Jim Jarrett kind of like grins over at you and says, "Hey, wait a few days when they stop feeding us, and maybe we can slip out of here." Wait a bet. Looking back, Asher, your character's been asleep on the floor for like probably 12 hours at this point, and it's probably been woken up to the sound of a dwarf screaming in terror. What do you do?
So I'm woken up. I'm woken up to a dwarf screaming in terror. I look at him and
The dwarf. You see one dwarf. You see that the one dwarf is laying here. The other dwarf is kind of like on top of him, his beard brushing his chest, like yelling at him to wake up.
I grumble. What's going on?
And then Megan like talks to him about the dream for a moment, and it looks like they didn't hear you quite right.
Alright,
So they didn't quite hear me when I grumbled.
Yeah, I think they were too busy hearing Boris scream.
we're fine now. We're still debating on how or when we're gonna escape.
We go, well, how about now? I'm
is.
gonna jank at the door.
Good. Let's go.
Strength
I
check.
don't want to stay here.
I don't think that will work anyway, but you know.
You pull the bars rattle some. There's a little bit of dust coming down. Roll perception check, everybody.
Oh,
Give me a sec.
Boris will start shouting obscenities in Underdark.
Alright. Boris, you can hear that somebody's coming from up the corridor.
You filthy fuckers with your ugly ass hair and your shitty architecture and your fucking swords that aren't even sharp. They wouldn't even be able to cut paper. What kind of fucking artisanship is this? What are you doing?
I'm walking over to Boris like, I don't think insulting them would be the best. Yeah. You know what, whatever.
Ignacy looks over. He's like, I like this guy.
Alright. As you guys debate, a drow you've only seen a few times, who name you believe is Jorlin, who is he isn't exactly an average drow. He's got a face that's been very badly scarred on one side, and he gazes in at you, holding several bowls of food.
I like
Hey, how's it going?
He kind of inclines his chin and looks around for a moment. It seems like the Quaggoth are missing in action, and he looks back at you guys and says in a soft voice as he starts passing over the bowls through the slot in the door. If I could give you a means to escape from here, would you take it?
Is this a trick question?
Let's make I'll say yes, but I'll make an insight check.
He seems to be testing you for your response. Whether or not he is testing you to because he wants to help you or because he wants to punish you for some reason, you don't know.
I mean, to be fair, we're in a shitty situation, my good friends, the Black Elf. He would quite like to get out of here, so you know. As a hulking figure appears behind me.
There we go.
Okay, just use that for me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this one. So he kind of nods a bit and says, I have a proposition for you if interested.
I mean, as I already told, we don't like being here, so we would like to get out.
The answer is yes.
Alright then. I know you've been taken in and out of here several times now. You've probably seen a few things. Above us is the armory. You'll have to be quick and quiet about it. Sorry, above the guard post is the armory. The one across from the slave pen. He kind of points. You'll be able to access it across the bridge. If you're quiet during shift change, you might be able to sneak into the armory before they realize you've escaped. I'll be able to distract the next shift change, which isn't too long from now. If you're interested in fleeing.
That's good. Can we have like a key to get like out of here?
I will
Like,
unlock the door. He
Also,
smiles. The smile kind of crinkles up his scar tissue nastily.
could you like give us a tip of where our shit is?
That's all I can tell you.
In the armory, probably.
Hopefully.
So, over the bridge to the guard barracks, and then above it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you,
And with
good
that,
sir.
you kind of hear him go click, click, click on the door, and it seems to be unlocked at this point.
Alright, so let's wait for his distraction, and then we all move out.
The girl stands up. Megan stands up and says, "I don't think we're meant to wait. I think he's going off to distract them now. What we should do is get up and get moving."
Smart girl, let's go.
Let's go.
I've already gotten up and I'm already opening up the door.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
not waiting.
There you go.
This stuff.
I knew I had a map of
We'll look back.
Falconvale somewhere.
We look back and we see you already out of the door walking. Like, ah, fuck.
I'm gonna grab my steel pipe, ready to whip some motherfuckers.
Same.
This is the second I'm putting up the actual map since you find it most useful.
Yeah.
Making sure it's the proper scale
Yeah.
this time.
Yes, I would like to not run into walls today, Grizz.
Alright, let's see. Do we have enough? Nope, this one's too small. Give me 1 second, I have to increase the size on this because of how small it is. That's the only reason I hadn't been using the Vilkenvale map properly is because it's so friggin' small compared to how many people there are in this game.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of good space.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be fine.
But this is going to be this is like unlike other locations is going to go better with actually having a map than to just do theater of the mind, because it'll give you a better sense of where things are in relationship to one another. So I figure you deserve it. Alright, I think that's the best I can do for this one. I'm going to drag and drop everybody from here to there. Let me straighten everybody's character thing out. Good, there's actually enough space in this one. Huzzah! Oops. There we go. See? Now it got to the proper size where everybody actually fits in the prison cell. So, this door here has been left unlocked.
I see something very scary in room 6. I'm not gonna.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
Oh, you're talking down there. Never mind. No, that's a statue.
Let's hope. So we were
Leave my
told-
friend alone.
Roll perception checks. Kay, you are definitely hearing snoring coming from this direction.
I would point that out to the party.
What the heck does a 20 and 1 mean?
Oh, that's because this is the stupid map that shows all the numbers that go along with the book. It's basically just indicators as to where things are, where I can find information.
No, my perception check.
Oh,
Yeah,
automatic.
20 and 1.
It automatically rolls advantage, but we always take the first one.
yeah, it's showing that you rolled both a nat 20 and a nat 1 at the same time. Always fun.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh, don't worry, I've
It's a
rolled two nat
contradiction.
one at the same time, so it's fine. We'd be happy there's a 20 in there. That's
No, you only go with the first number, so it doesn't really matter.
let's quietly go now.
Cool.
And we trot along.
Alright.
Kurt is moving forward, trying to get make sure everyone else is moving along.
Yeah. I'll be somewhere in the middle. I don't want to be.
You guys can decide whether you want to go up on that map up there or the one down here where you also see the 11.
Ah, okay.
Because you're heading towards 10, which is over here.
Yeah.
Or here, but you notice that you're going to have to, for actual room assignments, we're going to have to go like over here and stuff, like, to put your tokens down. Because they won't all fit. So we're basically, everybody's moving as a group, and Kurt's in front.
Boris will be behind. Boris will be the last one. Why not?
If no one else is moving up ahead of me, then yeah.
Is it a good plan if I cut the ropes when we pass the bridge?
I can't hear you. You're all the way back there.
I'll assume it's a good idea.
Alright.
We're all going to 10, I guess, and trying to find our stuff? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Was there a staircase leading up?
I think it's the rope bridge that we're supposed to
There's
take right now.
There's a rope bridge going across. And the rest you'll know when you actually go and get inside.
Alright, well, I'm moving forward and no one else is moving ahead of me, so.
And a lot of noise coming from beyond that is drowned out by the sound of the waterfall, which is that 9 over there. Alright. So, the fourth hanging tower, which is the one you can sort of make out from your cage, is connected by rope bridges to the slave pen and the walkway alongside another tower. As you look inside, you see that nobody is about. That Jor has indeed caused a distraction of some kind. The lower chamber of this tower contains a Zirkwood table and 3 chairs, a smaller side table, and a spider silk webbing set with hooks for hanging equipment. You can see that there is a small ladder heading up towards an upper chamber.
I wave at everyone to hurry along.
We're just going to go with everybody's actually following you.
Oh,
Yep.
And then I'm just climbing up the ladder as soon as I get in there. Don't
Alright,
even look
cool.
around.
Neck. You can look around and you can see this is definitely the armory. Only a few you can fit at the time. The rest of you are staying down below. The girl Megan scrambles up along with you into the top of the tower. Where'd your piece go? Hold on.
I put it down there with everyone else.
Alright, so I'm moving your character tokens in here to indicate where they are. So she scrambles up there with you and basically starts looking around at the contents of the armory and looks back down and says, "I think about 6 of us can fit in here," she shouts. So who else what other 4 people are going back up there?
Boris will go up and start looking for his pouch. And hope. And probably his war pick and some armor or a shield.
So we got Kurt, Megan, Boris, who else?
Now I need my trinket and great axe.
Razura, who else?
Well, I mean, I don't really have any weapons. Don't really use armor.
Okay, so Volt is going to go up there too. And Sareth. Actually, yeah, Sareth.
You guys is there any, like, blades or swords, anything around here?
Alright, so as you look around up, well, the lower level doesn't seem to have that, but as you guys look around the upper armory, you don't see your own equipment, unfortunately. It doesn't seem to be here. But you do find 6 chain shirts, 6 suits of studded armor, 6 shields, 6 hand crossbows, 20 cases of hand crossbow bolts, each containing 20 bolts, 6 short swords, 10 daggers, 6 bags full of caltraps, 20 per bag, 4 100-foot-long coils of silk rope, 2 building hammers, which are clearly not usable as weapons. They clearly meant to, if you tried using it as a weapon, it would be like 1 point of damage each time. And 2 bags of iron spikes with 10 spikes per bag.
I'm gonna grab a building hammer, spikes, rope, ball bearings, shield.
No ball bearings.
Oh, what were
Caltrops.
Caltrops work.
Yeah, I once saw a single caltrop take out a minotaur. It was a funny story.
Kurt will grab a dagger. What's the other melee weapon?
Can I see that rope in those short swords? Can I like tie them together so I can make a sword with?
Are you proficient in unusual weaponry?
No.
Are you proficient in tinkering?
No.
Then the answer is
I
no.
Special. What kind of crossbow was it?
This hand crossbows.
I'll take a hand.
Yeah, I'll take a hand crossbow as well.
Alright, leather armor.
When I get down, I'm gonna try and bore myself into the chainmail.
It was
it's
a
not that hard.
chain shirt. Right?
Yeah, I think that's a.
Yes,
that's
exchange shirts.
Yes. I'll take a short. I'm not proficient with short swords. I'm just gonna keep my club. I'm gonna I don't know.
Right.
I'm gonna tell the rest of them, come grab some weapons and yeah.
Alright, so 1 short sword, 1 chain shirt taken by Megan, along with rope. She's definitely going to grab one of the ropes.
Kurt is gonna take one of the ropes and a chain shirt.
Let's see, Volt will take...
How long was the rope?
Uh,
100 feet?
Probably 50.
hold on. 4 100-foot coils of silk rope.
Right, I'll take some rope as well.
Let's see, Volt will take leather armor. He will take... oh, that's studded leather armor, actually.
Wait, what's the difference between chain and studded?
A studded is 12 plus dex, chain is 14 plus dex to a maximum of 2.
He will take a shield.
Alright, I'll keep the chain.
How many leather armors are there studded?
There's 5 left unless somebody else picked one up.
I'll pick 1 leather studded armor up.
I'll take 2 short swords if there's any left.
Let's see. 2 short swords have been taken by my NPCs. Anyone else take a short sword? There were 6 altogether.
Nope. I did take one of the hammers though.
Yeah, building hammers are always useful. Oh. Volt looks down at the bag of spikes and says, "Does anybody want these?"
Yes.
I could. What kind of spikes are these?
Iron spikes, 10 spikes per bag. He looks at them and says, I think that they're the kind that you use either to set up tents or to scale cliff walls.
I'll take one of those. You said there was at the entrance hall. There was something. Was there like a silk tapestry or something?
Oh, down below where the most of your party is currently meandering, there is a spider silk webbing set with hooks for hanging equipment.
I'll take that. Spider silk webbing sets.
Yeah.
What's left?
Oh, a lot of stuff's left. We got chain shirts, leather armor, shields, hand crossbows, hand crossbow bolts, short swords, daggers, caltrap bags. I think there's still some rope left. I'm not sure if the hammer or spikes are left though.
I'll take a shield.
There's no like clubs or anything like that.
No.
I'll take a short sword if there's one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll take a short sword as well if there's still one after him.
Sound off if you have a short sword.
Aye.
You said if I don't have a short sword?
If you do.
If you do? I have a short sword as well? I have two. One in each hand. Because we're proficient with those and I can use flurry of blows with them.
So you have two. My NPCs also each have one. That's 4. Somebody else picked up one. That's 5. Did somebody else pick up another?
I'll take one.
Okay.
Ezra picked one up.
Oh yeah, he did one.
That's way too many short swords going out. That means you should not be picking up 2 short swords. There's only 6.
I only picked one up.
No, that wasn't you. That was Geld. I'm talking about the guy that picked up 2 short swords.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, if you basically you're depriving one of your party members from using a short sword when that's their only weapon, you should not be holding 2.
Don't take a short sword because we have pipes if need be.
The pipes are like small inefficient clubs.
Yeah, but like
They're useful in a
better giving
pinch,
club
but
to
yeah.
Someone. I mean, I'm just running around with the club.
Wait, there's bagpipes here?
Alright, so is there a short sword free or should I not have one?
What? I'm sorry. Can everybody who got a short sword actually write it down because keeping track of people verbally
Everyone just like
is bad.
as
We
in
didn't
chat.
chat.
All right. Sorry, people keep posting things in random places. Are you guys gonna write down who has the short swords, please? Because I said that I wasn't able to keep track of them verbally. Guys?
Yeah, I typed it in the chat.
Sorry, it's clear. It's not there. I'm not seeing it.
In Roll20 chat.
Oh,
Oh, that's yeah. I'm looking for Roll20 chat. Okay, so that's 4 from my NPCs, 2 more. So that means Boris and Kurt can both have one as well.
I have a pipe. I'd rather give mine to someone else.
All right.
I'll take a short sword.
All right.
I need to get my bag.
Okay. So everyone have enough armor at this point. Chain shirt or suit of leather, suit of studded leather armor. And there's also shields available.
I'm good.
No, I'll take a shield too.
Volt looks around at the crossbow bolts and says, "You know what? I should probably take a crossbow. They're not my best weapon, but the crossbow is useful."
Oh yeah. Kurt looks around. Oh yeah, I need bolts as well. Forgot about that. Grab some.
Okay, so a case of crossbow bolts is 20 bolts.
Got it.
When I get down, I'm gonna start spreading the caltraps on the side of the bridge that we no longer are gonna use.
So this side over here?
Yeah. Not all of them, like half of them. I don't know. Did anyone take caltraps? Because I'm just gonna take all of the bags and just spread them out.
There are 6 bags of caltraps. I do not think you can carry all 6. You can probably manage 2 of them on your person, but all 6 would be pushing it. Plus, since you picked up one of the bags of iron spikes as well, didn't you?
I'll carry 2. I mean, I'm pretty strong. I have like
Yeah.
a 7.
No, it's nothing to do with strength. It has to do with trying to maneuver everything onto your body at the moment. Since you don't have a master bag to put them into. If you had a master bag, like a much larger bag or a bag of holding, you'd be able to carry all of them. But since you're pretty much just having to find a plate, have a hand to hold them in, plus you have weapons that you need to be able to wield.
Yeah.
Then trying to handle 6 bags full of caltraps is just too much.
I'll empty one bag over the bridge that we passed and are no longer gonna use, and I'm gonna
Okay.
try to keep on to 2 other bags if that.
That works.
Kurt will take 1 bag.
I'm just using that to mark that there's caltraps there. There's 2 sets of 10, so it's 20 caltraps. Heading in that direction.
Are we gonna go and take the rest of this thing?
Right. Good question. Where are we running?
I think we're running towards where everyone is.
It's up to you. You
And
can
I
go
mean-
another direction.
Sounds
I mean,
like a
I
really
just-
bad idea.
I just dropped caltraps on our other option.
Yeah, you did.
And I don't think the other way is getting us out. We could try and jump down into the river of death, but Boris doesn't want to do that.
Does Kurt remember how could he see the ledge up here where I'm pointing out now? Up near the 14 or 13.
Yeah, you can see that. You also know that the Quaggoth den is over there.
Yeah, but how does this ledge look? Can I see?
Hold on.
Picture down here.
Let's see. Trying to see. You can't quite see it from where you're at currently. However, you do know that there's usually 2 drow hanging out over there next to the Quaggoth den.
Two drows chilling by the river. Might be fucked as an okay.
Alright. So, as you guys are, finishing outfitting yourselves on what you found so far in the guard posts, roll a perception check, guys.
Roll initiative. Hey!
Okay, Azure. You can definitely hear the sound of a droning buzz echoing throughout the cavern. There's also a shrieking noise attached to that. Boris, you pretty much have gone semi-deaf and you can't really hear anything at the moment. Kurt, the others hear this too, other than maybe Boris, who's currently kind of deaf. But you don't hear the buzzing or the shrieking. You just hear a sound of alarm horns, which the entire party can hear. And everybody starts looking around.
Could I quickly grab a dagger as well?
Yes, you may.
Maybe the distraction didn't go as planned.
Well, they probably figured out that they're gone.
Yeah. Should I cut the ropes of one of the bridges?
The one you're currently looking at already has caltraps on it.
I'd say
Which-
let's keep our options open.
Okay, are you inside the guard tower or currently looking outside at the ropes?
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm looking outside of the guard tower.
Are you just standing around inside the guard tower, outfitting yourself, or are you looking outside with the caltraps, the ropes, trying to decide where to go next?
I guess you could say I'm looking to figure out where to go next.
Okay. So, as you're hearing these alarms and hearing this buzzing noise and everything, your eyes are drawn to a space kind of about this way. And in the air, you see 4 giant insect-looking things with large eyes and full black shell kind of flying out this way. This seems to be the source of the droning noise. They seem to be pursued by a pair of rather large creatures that kind of look like they kind of look like vultures, except they have arms chasing after them. And it seems that the main alarm is actually coming from over here. What do you do?
We got company, y'all. I turned to say that to them.
Do they seem friendly towards the drow?
What do you say?
Considering the drow are raising an alarm at the sight of them, doubtful.
It might be a welcome alarm.
Yeah, I say we take drow with the monsters and make sure we walk out of here.
How about we just hold this room, because
I mean, we can hold the room and see how the fight goes. And
see what
let's just hold the room. I shouldn't cut any cords yet. Should I cut these cords so that the other guys can't come and reinforce?
That's where you just put the caltraps.
That's one way.
Yeah, but I mean, I can like open the door and cut the bridge.
Okay, if you want to do that.
I mean, I don't know.
Meanwhile,
I'm asking the group first.
Oh, okay. Megan kind of like looks at him and says, "I don't think that's a good idea." And everyone else, let's see, the other NPCs kind of who aren't currently armed, plus the PC who's currently out of commission, kind of back themselves up against the nearest wall, so that they are out of things.
Where are the doors in this? This circle is the room, right?
You're currently in this room here.
Yeah, but the circle we are standing in with the N is supposed to represent that, right?
Yeah, because there's that little room there isn't it. While the physical room itself would be big enough to fit all you guys, the actual room is not.
Yeah, so I'm asking where the doors would be so we can like set ourselves up to deal with it.
This you see the little circle there?
Yeah.
That'd be one door, and the other one is kind of like basically right over here. It's the kind of think it's like straight down from the other circle.
Alright, Boris will set himself up on this side and try to... Is there anything here to barricade the door with?
There's that table.
I'm gonna ask some of the other guys to help me move the table to barricade this door.
Volt comes and helps. I imagine Duncan would help you. Which door do you want to barricade?
I want to barricade this door and
the one that has caltraps in front of it.
I don't know.
Guys,
help me.
Because this door over here has caltraps. This door over here has nothing.
Yeah, but we can like... we can set... Let's barricade this door and I'm gonna ask... I think we should split up between the both doors and try to keep them out. They're probably...
Everybody roll a 1d100.
Okay. Hey.
Okay, your party is currently very lucky, and the guards that are directly outside outside this door over here haven't come storming in yet. They are so distracted by what's going on outside with those things buzzing around and the alarm being called that they haven't come charging through this room to get to the other side yet.
Barricade the door now. and we move the table over here and try to put it in front of the door.
Twice.
All right, so you basically put the push over the table, push it up against the wall, pull out the Volt and Megan work together and start pulling out the chairs and like push that up against the wall there. She kind of like looks over towards Azura and says, "Hey, big guy, why don't you help hold this door over here? You look like you're strong enough."
Who, me?
Grunts and walks over.
Spore's just
I'm
kind of
gonna-
wiggling over there, looking very worried.
Going to?
There's a door here. We're trying to hold it closed, but I'm also scared that things are gonna come through this door. So, Boris is gonna set himself up there as a hefty meat shield to get slaughtered, but we're gonna be fine.
Gert will help hold the door.
Yeah, there's basically a table there, so I'll just put that there.
Such a big table.
Yes. So, outside you kind of hear the sounds of battle going on. And you hear whoosh whoosh of various arrows. You hear the occasional scream of a drow. You hear whatever those things are outside, buzzing and screeching, and the crying sound of whatever the hell those winged the vulture-like creatures are. It looks like the drow are currently occupied with this battle. During this, though, you guys over on the one side with the table currently feel sounds of somebody banging on the other side. In Undercommon, which Kurt now understands thanks to Spore, but Ezra still doesn't, you hear, "Hey, what's going on? Why is this door locked? Is somebody hiding in there?"
I understand the Undercommon, by the way.
Oh, you
Absolutely. Otherwise,
Oh, you're good.
so I'm just gonna respond with like, "Who is it?"
Roll either deception or persuasion, whichever you wish to use.
Equally bad.
Ah. It's you hear some mumble. Sorry, and you hear somebody yell, "It's me, Balak! Let me in! I need to resupply. These monsters are everywhere."
What's the password?
What? Who is that in there?
No, that's not the password.
God damn it! Are you guys messing around again? This is an emergency. I think they're demons.
Hello.
Uh-oh. That does not sound good at all.
What do you need?
We need more crossbow bolts now.
I'll look
Also,
back.
not the password.
Someone go and grab some crossbow bolts.
I go and grab crossbow bolts and hit it.
I'll take them and look up at what's your name again? Azura?
Yep.
Yeah, and go. Okay, can you hold the door open like a little bit so I can get the crossbow bolts out?
Wait. Should we let Seraph do that? Because he has like drow hands and you have like dwarf hands.
Sarah
Oh
kind
my
of
God,
looks up
you're
and
smart.
Oh
says,
my god, those small.
sigh, and takes the crossbow bolts from the chef.
And I just give it to them and then close the door again.
He does. Roll a 1d100, Kurt.
Okay.
You feel, say, Azure, as the crossbow bolts are pushed out, you feel that somebody's putting a hand into the door and is attempting to yank it free.
Break his hand.
Jesus.
If he's trying to yank it free,
He'll
my sword
push
hand-
it in really, but He's put his hand in there. He's trying to push it, yank it, whatever it does to dislodge the door from being held shut.
In that case, I will try and slash him with the one hand that's holding my sword while trying to pull it close.
All right. So if you're gonna attack that hand, please do an attack roll for me.
Sure.
It just requires like clicking on the thing on the 5th edition. There you go. You hear whoever it was out there, probably Balak, yelp, and the hand withdraws as some drow blood gets on the door as it's closed once more.
Did we get the bolts out?
Yes, you did. They now have a case of bolts out there.
I look at the group. See, now they can fight a little bit more.
You hear more screaming, some more screeching, and a splash at one point.
Taking a bath.
Boris is just gonna like lean as hard as he can on the door on this side just to be.
Probably Duncan would come over and help you.
Yeah.
Why do I have a feeling that I'm like holding this door by myself all of a sudden?
I mean, you're a strong Minotaur man. You can handle it.
Oh, I know I can handle it.
I'm like standing by your knee height or something, holding the door.
Oh, you are small compared to me.
Hmm.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess we'll just stay in here and hope the battle dies down.
So, everybody roll me 1d100 again.
I think we have the best shot of killing whatever survives.
Alright. So,
Wow, I got shit rolled.
ooh.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't even roll that. I don't think.
Well, that was a legitimate roll.
No, that wasn't.
Yes, it was because it said rolling 1d100.
No.
Your name
See,
is just
I
so long
think
that it cut off.
I don't think I hit. Ah, I think I just did slash 1d100.
Yeah, but it says rolling, so it
Get
doesn't
rolled.
do that with anymore.
What? I never this lucky.
Alright, so, as you guys are watching, you hear other people crashing about, and suddenly a large, feathery creature of some kind comes crashing through the opening over here, which is the same thing that kind of overlooks your prison cell. And it crashes onto the floor. Its head flops for a moment, and then it kind of like lays limp, full of crossbow bolts. It has a long neck, a beak. It's kind of like purplish in color, with hands with wicked claws on the end, wings, and it smells horrible. But it's definitely laying there dead.
Can I try to figure out what it is?
Sure.
Investigation, history, or arcana? Which one?
Arcana.
Or nature?
Or nature, if
Good
you like.
thing
Arcana.
I'm gonna look up.
I
at
don't
this
have.
like that.
I don't have nature, so.
Good thing I
I'll
gave
have
them those crossbow bolts.
Right?
You look over this body, and you aren't sure what it is. You think it might be some kind of weird bird of some kind. It does have a beak, and it's feathery, and it's got wings, so bird. Yes, bird.
Bird. Okay.
There's now a big enough hole in the wall to admit you guys through if you wish to try to make your way down from this post. However, in fact, sorry, yeah, it's from this side over here. You are looking down at various spider webs. They seem like there's a lot of tangle in the spider webs down there, and you might be able to get past them into the water. It's only 20 feet down, and you guys have got ropes.
I believe we should just wait here. The water is not really that fun, believe me.
I'm gonna look at the bird. Does it look edible?
Roll, roll a nature check.
Goodbye.
It smells horrible. Horrible things sometimes taste good. Think cheese. Sure, of course it might be edible for you.
Excuse me, I'll go out there, I'll go over there and take out my knife.
Be shaking.
As people are banging on the door and pushing, he's just leaving and it's like,
Listen,
Alright,
we all gotta eat.
Not now, bro. What are you doing?
Of course not, I need to cook it as well.
Kurt, priorities! Priorities.
Think ahead, man. Think ahead. I'm gonna start just. I was gonna start cutting out chunks of
You're
meat.
about to die, and you're trying to. Okay. All right. No, I got it. No, I got
Don't
it.
worry, big guy.
Nah, Sam. Nah.
Bunipu comes over. He pulls out the dagger that he's procured from upstairs and starts helping you.
Ah, nice. See, I like this guy.
Jim Jar kind of looks around at Gadriel and says, "Wanna make a bet that Kurt's gonna poison himself with this? Huh? Wanna?
You're on.
How much? I'll lay odds on a 20 gold. Get
Deal.
all right. Sorry. Yes. So if he gets poisoned, I get 20 from you. Excellent. And I still owe that Boris fellow over there 1 gold since you're clearly not cracked up. Roll a survival check, Kurt. You get probably about 5 pounds of meat off of this.
Oh,
Not that much considering how big the body is, but
okay.
it's like you got a nice little roast. Part of a wing, maybe a hand. Who knows? Just some general
Write it down.
pieces.
I'll write it down as stinky meat.
Yeah,
Can I...
it does smell a lot like feet. Yes.
While I'm holding the door, can I start ritual casting detect magic? It doesn't require any martial components.
How
so
long
I
does it
should-
take to do?
Ritual cast takes
10 minutes.
You
10
definitely won't
minutes
have.
while standing.
You definitely
against
won't
it.
have time for that. The Quaggoth. You can kind of hear the sound of Quaggoth working on the bridge over here. It seems like they're trying to remove the caltraps.
I still feel like we should just cut the rope, man. As I look at Duncan. Kurt,
Go if you
can
Yeah.
Kurt come here?
Yeah.
All right. On 3, I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna cut the cord on the left side. You're gonna cut the cord on the right side. Good.
Right. I'm just gonna look down at my hands and go left, right, right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and we open the door and we start like cutting the rope with daggers.
You see 2 snarling Quaggoths attempting to remove the caltraps. They see you start to cut the rope. Roll for initiative, Kurt. And let's see, Volt will cover you with a bow. Megan doesn't currently have one. Boris and Kurt, on your turns, because you're not fighting, you get to just try to cut the ropes. Duncan doesn't have anything on him that can do that, so he's just going to stand back with Megan.
Go, Kurt, go.
There we go. And now for the Quaggoths. Where do they go? Oh, right, because they're up here instead of down there. Right, so that's...
They gotta run to caltraps though.
Yep, that they do. So I'm just gonna put the tokens up here who are busy in this initiative order at the moment, so that it's just easier to deal with.
Wait, are we in combat?
You guys aren't. They are, because they just opened the door.
Oh,
We're gonna cut the rope so that the Quackles can't get to us.
Yeah, so there's no point in having everybody do initiative if the possibility is they're going to fall down then there. Kurt!
Yeah.
You cut the rope, so roll a strength check.
Just a strength check, even if I'm
Roll.
using
Roll a strength check.
athletics.
Athletics, yeah. Sorry.
No.
Alright, roll a 1d6. Alright. You cut halfway. You managed to cut halfway through the rope. Quaggoth. Quaggoth roars at you and it managed to sweep up several caltrops. Let's see. Actually, only managed to sweep up one caltrap without getting itself hurt. The second Quaggoth attempts to do the same. And manages to swipe up 3. There's only 6 caltraps left. Volt, using his crossbow, fires a bolt at one of them. Oops, where's my... I forgot to add hand crossbow to his list. Hold on. There we go. You hear the Quaggoths, everybody in the room hears the Quaggoth roar as it takes a chest full of crossbow bolts. Boris.
Athletics 17, I assume that does...
Yep. Now roll a 1d6.
5.
You saw. You almost get through, but it's not. It's still got like one little strip of holding it together.
Are you considering how heavy the Quackles are?
Yes, I am. Also considering the construction. Kurt. The thing sways a bit from this. Alright. Goes snap, snap. Kurt and Boris, please roll me a 1d100. Ooh. With the bridge so badly damaged and the weight on it, you hear it creak! The Quaggoth's supposed to get the reaction. Athletics. First one, second one. The first one attempts to jump, but you hear it let out a roar as it collapses. It falls basically down into the spider webbing. The second one, though, manages to jump as the bridge is completely taken out and clings to the side of the stalagmite right in front of you. It is still in combat with you. The rest of you can now roll initiative.
Granted, I think some should keep holding the door.
Azora, just a heads up. When you roll for initiative, you need to click on your token first.
Oh yeah, then it puts you in the turn order.
oh,
So, yeah. Hit your... click on your
there we go.
token, and then hit your initiative again.
Got it.
Again, in the initiative, the first thing you got.
Oh, this one was so much better.
Yeah, just put in the first one because you... it should have been...
Slower than
it's going decent.
Things could be worse.
I mean, 4 Quackles can't reach us now, which is good.
Alright, so that Quaggoth already went. That Quaggoth is essentially dead. It's being currently wrapped up by spiders. Megan pulls out her new sword and flexes her fingers and charges at the Quaggoth. Piercing it for 8 damage. The Quaggoth roars in pain. Volt doesn't want to use any more crossbow bolts, takes out his short sword, and heads in to hit as well. Also doing 8 damage. Nice. NPCs in action. Boris!
I'm gonna take a step forward and I'm gonna try to stab it with the dagger that I'm holding right now.
Alright.
Oof, and I fail. Felt good.
Yeah, you drop the dagger. It clatters to the ground right in front of the Quaggoth. Gadriel!
All right. So where are the dudes at? They're on the other side, ain't they?
They're all over. They're kind of like all backed up at the door.
Oh,
Moment.
right. Bless you.
He's in tape.
Thank you.
Close it.
4, 5, 6, and I will.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
I mean,
What?
I can't really get to hit this thing, so
Nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of like this. The doorway is very small.
You can pick up my dagger and chuck it.
and throw it at him. Nah, Playboy, we need these daggers. I'm gonna just hold my action.
Alright.
If he breaks through, then I'm gonna punch him in the throat.
Zura, you're still holding that door closed. What do you wish to do?
On the other side of this door.
What? I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do I hear any more noise on the other side of this door?
Yeah, you hear the same stuff that you've been hearing. You hear people shouting, people giving orders, screeches of some kind of creatures out there. The occasional person screaming and a splat or a splash, or sometimes just a continuous scream that then gets cut off suddenly.
Is there any enemies within the room? If not, I'll have to hold my action.
No enemy within the room. There's just one clinging to the side of the door, on the other side of the other side of the room. That one, Quaggoth.
I will hold my action until necessary.
Kurt, what would you like to do?
I can't do anything.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take out the iron bar that I have and throw it at a Quagga.
Okay. Since you're behind somebody, it's going to be a disadvantage.
Eh. It doesn't have a throwable action, I don't think so.
That'd just be a dexterity throw at disadvantage.
Alright.
Oh, even at disadvantage, you managed to wing it right past Volt, and now you get to do improvised weapon damage. Yay! Which should be a 1d4 plus your strength.
Yeah.
Welcome to 5th edition, Blackover. The Quaggoth yelps as you manage to smack it right in the forehead with the bar. Good going.
Get out!
Its murderous eyes turn towards you, but it can't quite get to you. So instead, it claws ferociously at Volt. He manages to take the first one just on the armor. The second one slashes against his face. He winces as blood pours down into his fabulous beard. Megan grits her teeth and glares at the Quaggoth. "How dare you!" she declares and strikes out at it with her short sword. It screams in pain as the blade pierces it below its chest, slicing down below the ribs. Volt's blood pouring down off his face also stabs at it. Ooh, 8 damage.
It's gonna suck to clean it.
Boris.
Is he like standing on the edge?
He is using one massive claw to cling to the side of the stalagmite, while the other one slices at Volt.
I'm just gonna grab my pipe and I'm gonna like try to hit his hand.
Actually, oh, that's right. Your pipe is on you. That's right. It's not Kurt who threw his pipe. The pipe probably fell off the building.
I'm gonna try and hit his hand that he's holding onto the building with, as to make
It's
him fall.
kind of outside the building, and it'd be up higher than a dwarf can easily reach.
All right, then I'm just gonna hit him in the chins with the club.
Oh!
Oh god.
Feel
Massive
the 5
damage.
damage.
It's bleeding badly. A few teeth fall out of its mouth from that hit, and its eyes are going wild.
Yeah,
looks
beat
like-
him up.
It looks like this thing will not last very long. Gadriel!
Comes in your face.
Oh, and I will take a step back to like give room for other people to go and hit it. I will
5 foot
take the attack
setback.
of
Got it. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'll take the. If it has an attack of opportunity, I'll take it.
Can we
I'm
attack
probably
that?
gonna
Of course
survive.
it does.
I'm
It
I
gets
can- I
and
can
it's
totally
yeah,
survive
and it gets on advantage because it's below 10 hit points.
Oh,
So that's a 15.
yeah, my AC is 18.
Okay, it didn't hurt you.
Gadriel!
Gadriel!
Can we attack diagonally?
Of course.
Yes,
Okay.
within 5 feet.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hit him with the foo fop one time. So I'm gonna wait. Does flurry of blows require a full action or? No, it doesn't. I can.
What's the text say for the boss?
Yeah, you could probably hit it and this will end up in chat.
I think you can. What level are we? 1.
Yep.
1.
Well, we're all level 10, but you're level 1. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. Thanks. Thank you.
If you're a monk, just hit unarmed strike. It should be there if you use Charactermancer.
I did not use.
Then it's a D4 plus Dex or Strength.
Yeah, I got that. I just needed to see. Okay, you can roll it when you use the attack action. Make one arm strike as a bonus attack. All right, cool. Yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna attack, and then I'm going to use an unarmed action or a bonus action with. What does it have? What does it have to create? Let's see. So, yeah.
So it only took the one hit before its claws just kind of let go and the body slumps down into the spider webs below.
Close the door.
I yell out to him, I told you I was gonna punch you.
Volt kind of leans back and just starts rubbing at his face, which is still bleeding. Ugh, that was not fun.
You look like you took a nasty little hit over there. You good?
Yeah. Kind of looks down at his under the common clothes that he's currently wearing, kind of more like underclothes really, and it's like all dripping down onto it.
I'm gonna grab my dagger and close the door. If nobody has done that yet.
Kurt is gonna go to the big hole in the wall and just look out.
Alright, so you're looking out, you see towards the thing, you see a couple of Quaggoth kind of dissembling on the other side where the bridge was, kind of gesturing towards you and yelling. You see less Quaggoth than you think you would have. I'm pretty sure some of them have been carried off at this point.
Hmm.
So if you're looking at your map over here, there's still noises of fighting coming from the western direction. And there is the sound, you can see the Quaggoth clearly over here towards the east.
Okay, so do we even plan on getting out of this room?
Well, there's a door over here. Hey, Azora. How's it going over here?
Bored.
Have a table.
Where's the action?
On the other side of the door.
Yeah, you missed it. I punched Clef off that in the face and fell into the spider webs.
Do you know what it's like on the other side of the door?
I can imagine.
Tell me what your imagination sees.
Lots of death.
Hmm?
Lots of death.
That doesn't sound nice.
Alright. Boris is gonna like get some wood from like one of the legs of the table.
Alright,
That won't affect us holding the door.
correct.
Getting some wood of that so he can use that later when crafting some things. Because he's gonna have to craft a lot of things now. And yeah. Do you think we should go now, or
I'll leave that up to big guy here.
I agree. Time to leave.
I follow.
Are you guys heading out that door there?
I start opening up the door.
And you see two exhausted-looking drow. They look towards you.
Um,
I do a massive roar for intimidate.
The one directly in front of you looks like he's badly hurt already, but he still kind of raises his weapons. The prisoners! It's the prisoners! They're trying to escape!
we're not a fucker?
Oh, it's a new initiative.
Yep.
technically, he's right. We already escaped. It's not far. Well done.
Yeah,
Of course,
save on
Grizz
space.
is
I'm
gonna
gonna
get a perfect 20.
the save on things. I'm gonna leave the NPCs and Rick's character from doing anything right now. It's gonna be up to the four of you. If things start getting bad, then I'll bring in the NPCs.
We'll do okay, I guess.
First
I mean,
round,
it's-
2 of us dead.
It's an exhausted drow. He's been fighting demons. I'm pretty sure we can do.
Yeah, but
I hope there's still some demons around, like attacking other guards. If they're all dead, we're in big trouble.
Alright, so this guy here, this guy here. Alright, so the tired drow warrior lifts his blade up and goes for the person directly in front of him, who is Azur.
whoa. Yikes.
Ignore the bit about the poison. The poison would have faded off by now.
Okay, so they're attacking me.
Yeah.
They're both going to hit for...
Yeah, I think that means your
Wow.
character's unconscious at the moment.
Yeah, ignore the poison, but that's still 17 damage, which
On a
I
level 1
don't-
character is not good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage for those characters.
Like, even if you're a barbarian with max constitution, you're still down.
Yeah, so the Minotaur falls over bleeding at the moment from the strikes of the drow, who is exhausted but grins a bit at this. That means Azura, give me a death saving throw.
Wait, did they make their intimidation check saves?
Right, that's right. Intimidation.
I did do intimidation first.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I forgot
They
about that. I'm
They
sorry.
have to be to 15.
Sorry, during all the moving around, I forgot about that because I'm used to seeing any of the thing like that listed there next to the screen for noticing. My bad.
But it's
Well,
after.
he
or
still
before
still
all the
didn't.
initiatives.
Yeah,
And the other
that
one?
drow still got it. So he attacked. The other one, on the other hand, turns tail and runs.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you're still stuck on the death saving throw because the one guy that you couldn't intimidate, the elite warrior.
This is where that natural armor for the Minotaur would have come in handy.
Yeah. Well, you can always make a pact with Bamfoot and gain it. But I think you pacted with somebody else, though.
Yeah, if you allow that, then I have to go back to the 3.5 character. Because that's pretty much where it all is.
Yeah.
Go, Kurt.
So for death saving throws, let's see. What you do is you go onto your sheet and you just hit that thing that says death saving. It's right next to your hit dice. There you go. Which is a fail.
Oof.
Remember when I said
Kurt! What do you do?
Remember when I said first round and 2 of us will be dead?
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Step behind big guy over here and look past him, and we're shooting behind us.
Alright. You should be able to make that shot. You're not quite in cover.
Yeah.
But it misses him anyway.
And I move back another 5.
Boris! What do you do?
I'm gonna move up a bit to be like semi-front because I think my friends. Wait, I can't hit him from here, can I? I'll take
You
a
can.
step out. Oh, I can hit him from here.
Oh, no. Sorry. I thought you had like a crossbow.
Oh no, yeah, I do, but I'm gonna be frontlining.
Alright.
We need someone, and I'm gonna hit him in the face. Should I hit him? Should I just? I'm gonna try and hit him. 19,
Ooh!
7 damage.
You managed to connect right with his nose. Blood spurts everywhere. And he already looks haggard. Now he looks even worse. Gadriel!
Up, you dainty drow.
Alright. Get right here. I'm gonna give him the 2-piece. Hold the biscuit. Hey.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh!
Wait a minute. Something ain't right here. Let me just check my settings and see if.
No, that's right.
Oh, I'm just that good. All right.
And yet you rolled a 1 for damage each time.
That's fine. I'll take it.
He's looking really bad. He actually coughs up some blood. And he turns towards the Dragonborn, lifting his blade, and it says, "The house shall never fall." But he only managed to hit at you once with no poison damage.
Yeah.
And I think he misses.
Yeah. How's it feel? Yeah. You and your
No,
friends.
actually, I think
over
that
there,
hit. That met your AC.
Yeah.
So that'd be 5 points of damage. Since no poison at the moment.
It's something that trash talking and then you get hit with the sword.
That's cool.
Azura,
No, like,
death saving throw, please.
Yeah. You and your friend. I almost said you and your homies. You and your friends jumped me
Okay,
now.
this dice is fucking rigged.
Bad dice.
All right.
This dice would
I
go to
thought-
dice prison at the moment. You still got one more
all
chance
right.
at least.
Time for
Um,
medicine check.
Damn.
Time for Valhammer medicine check.
Yeah, I'll do a medicine check on it.
Do it, Kurt.
Don't
Do
worry,
it.
Kurt is here to take care of you. Which way?
You try sticking your hands into these massive wounds, and a few maggots fall out of your beard.
Yes.
And, well, actually, no. The maggots would be good things. Some ichor falls out of your beard and starts sizzling on his wounds.
I'm just, yeah, he's definitely bleeding.
If this wasn't his first character in an unfair fight, he would be dead right now. But since it is, I'm just going to let him still be alive and breathing. But
Isn't that supposed to be -10 though?
No, that's 3.5. Actually, this would be the equivalent of this would be this is one of those GM times where if you got a nat 1 on medicine check, I would have said that's definitely a failure of the death saving throw. But since it's a 6, and again, I'm just since you got hit so badly that for the first fight, I'm not gonna kill you off right now. I'm giving you a pass on this one.
You heard her right now.
No.
Boris is gonna swat his hand at Kurt like, "What are you doing?" And
I don't know. I only know how to prepare meat.
And he's gonna take his spider silk webbing sewing kits he just stole in the room we're in, and he's gonna try and fix our new friends.
What sewing kit?
Silk webbing kit, whatever that is.
It's web. It's like it's like several things of bungee cord looped together, so that you can hang things off of it. But it's made from spider webbing rather than whatever bungee cord's made from.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can dress a wound with that.
Yeah.
It's 19.
You got a good medicine check on that. So he managed to stabilize his wounds. No more need for death saving throws. He's alive. He's breathing. He's no longer bleeding to death.
Kurt is like sitting there. I can help.
And then I'm gonna just look angrily at the drow.
Do it,
No,
Gadriel.
angry at Kurt. Hello?
Gadriel,
What?
it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. I spaced out. I'm gonna hit him with my my claws this time. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Alright.
Miss.
Hey! Swipe, swipe, swipe.
You only have 2 hits, don't you?
Yeah.
You already rolled twice.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did roll twice. Okay, my bad.
Yep. So he laughs at your puny attempts to strike him, and goes to stab you again. Still, with his near death, he's not quite up to making the normal 2 attacks, so he can only do 1.
Question.
Okay. Yep, I'm out.
Just a question.
Yep.
You're a mother.
Yes.
Couldn't you just use a key point to make another attack?
He's level 1. Level 1. Key point is level 2.
Points
Oh.
to level 3. Good try though. Alright, yeah, I'm out of there. I think I'm dead. I think.
No, you're just unconscious on the ground, bleeding to death. You're not quite dead yet.
Don't worry, I'm gonna
That's
kill
just
this
okay.
guy and then
Kurt!
I'm gonna heal.
Your turn.
Don't worry, Kurt is here to save you.
Kurt is here to save the day.
Kurt will do a medicine check.
Kurt, please just try to. Kurt, just try to kill the drow, please.
Well, I'm just
Boris!
I want to help.
I'm gonna hit the drow in the face and hope he dies. Nope. There goes my pipe. Good thing I grabbed my.
Death saving throw.
Sorry. We're dead. We're out of there.
I can tank pretty well. I have 12 HP and I have 18 AC. He shouldn't be able to one-shot me.
Death
That's
saving
what
throw.
I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought with 17 armor and 11 HP.
Yeah. Gadriel.
Get real.
Gadriel.
Death save.
Death
Death
saving
save.
throw.
Yeah.
Alright.
Why can't you guys do that?
Now, everybody in the party, please roll me a 1d100.
D100.
1d100.
Ah,
Alright. You see that the drow warrior is laughing at you. He looks down at the two dwarves and says, "Your pathetic companions couldn't help you." And he raises his blade, ready to strike you down. When all of a sudden, a second one of those vulture things comes swooping down, snags him by the back. He screams as he's picked up and carried over the chasm.
That was the last we heard of Drow McDouchebag.
alright. Cat will try to medicine check again.
Holly comes running over and says, "Stop, stop!" She comes over and just grabs hold of. I think that that we can use our magics again. She says, I wasn't sure at first, but then I could feel it." And she rushes over and just puts her hands on both Gadriel and Azura, and closes her eyes and mumbles, "By the divine light, please let their lives be spared." There's a small flash from her hands, and both of you now have 1 hit point.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I'm just gonna look at.
Let's just close the door and wait till the demon things are done.
Yeah. I could have helped them, I promise.
Kurt is just gonna look at you with disbelief. It's like, oh, Kurt. Kurt, my boy.
What happened? What I miss?
The drow
Giant
got
bird.
eaten by a demon. No,
Oh,
by a bird.
okay.
By a bird, I don't know it's a demon. By a bird.
You can call it a demon all you want.
If it walks like a demon and quacks like a demon, then it's a duck.
I'll try and look how many of the drow people and Quagoths are still alive on the outside to get a look if we can, like, get past them without being noticed.
Roll perception check. But you know, even from here, you can't see all the entire area. You can still hear bits, scraps of fighting here and there.
I just want to get, like, a view of how many drow and Quagoths have died already. To see
You
how
see a handful of, you see like 2 or 3 bodies down the webs, but you don't know how long they've been there. You see that this one dude over here, who was terrified of Azur, is still kind of cowering over by this place over here. You still hear the droning in the distance and the occasional screech of that bird thing that's left. So you don't know how many are left alive, but you do know some of the other things are still around.
Maybe we could jump down, land on the web, and then cut us free and drop down into the water.
Yeah, but I really want my gear, and I'm pretty sure it's in the next room.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. I just believe it.
You know from looking out there that over there, this next room over here, contains the shrine to Loth, Elvira's quarters, and Shore's quarters. Because you got various members of your party have been there before for cleaning duty.
I'd rather not find the pieces.
Alright, let's get going. Let's leave my gear behind.
Poor artificer.
I'm just saying, like, we could have hardly handled one of them.
Is there any leather armor left?
I think so, yeah.
I'll grab whatever armor there's left to make another bag for. I'll be fine.
You can do it from one suit of armor.
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab like a studded ladder, throw it over my shoulder, and say, "Let's get going, guys." I don't have the time to do it here, so let's just go. Are there any backpacks here?
No, sadly.
All
Right.
right, let's get.
So where do you want to go?
I really don't want to go down the. I forgot I hate water.
Yeah, Philly. Thing is, it's either this way or towards unfriendly people.
Riz, is this like? Can you guys get on that land here? On the top, like you have the river, and then to the what is that?
What?
Left above, there's like this sort of. It seems like it's a beach. Is it a beach?
This is below.
No, that's the lower levels. The water is up against it. It's just land basically. You're in the upper level. That's 20. This down here is 20 feet below you.
Let's go there and try and take that. Let's go there, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's either there or over towards the bad guys.
Yeah, that's true. Let's just go and hope that they are distracted long enough to give us a head start. I start tying some silk rope around.
Are you guys ready? Are you
Yeah.
guys with me on this?
So the rest of the NPCs, nod, and I guess Duncan would probably agree with you too. So they all get ready to do whatever, follow your leads.
All right, so we go down into the mountain.
So, do you jump? Do you use a rope? What do you wish to do?
Rope. Let's use let's use a rope and be safe.
Alright, so that means you'll be able to quickly cut your way through the spider web. The spiders have been having a good feast, so they might not notice you as easily.
Can I find my club that I used to bash the drow with because I dropped it.
It's still okay. Roll a 1d2. It's still laying there on the bridge in front of you.
I'll quickly grab it. Alright, let's tie a rope and get down.
Alright, so you
I
use one of your 100-foot long ropes. It descends and coils down into the water below. You could probably cut it when you get down below and have about 75 feet of rope.
Can I grab some feathers before we go?
Sure. They're unusual purple feathers with an odd consistency.
Right. I guess if the rope is tied, I'm gonna start climbing down.
We're all just gonna go.
Alright. So, what we're gonna do is, everybody roll initiative. Sorry. Everybody roll a, 1d20. Sorry. I'm gonna figure out your order.
Boris is gonna stay till the latest. He'll till everyone's down.
Can I get rid of these failures on my sheet?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Kurt. Sorry. I'm gonna stack you guys. Based on
I'm
this
going
order.
last, so I'll probably be up here.
Okay, so you and Kurt Sereth. Volt. Padapu. Shushar. Megan. Ginger. Oops. Need one more. Alright, and Stool are all there. Oh, sorry. Two more. Forgot about Holly. Holly's there. Still need a roll from... Okay, no, Borsar decided to go last. So, Borsar. So, by the time that Gadriel, Kurt, and Jimjar have made it down to the water, Gadriel and Kurt, please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait. No, it's only us down here that's supposed to roll, Boris.
Oh, only the ones down there.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, Gadriel, remember what I told you before? What you heard last time you were in the water? You don't feel the hunger anymore, but you do hear a voice screaming in your head saying, "Flesh for the faceless lord!" And Kurt, Kurt, you hear it, but much more softly, like "Flesh for the faceless lord." And you hear a splashing noise in the water as Jimjar climbs out and looks around, startled at the other two. Now, what was that?
Do I see where the splashing is?
Roll a perception check. You see an unusual ripple. Instead of heading away from you as you would expect normal splashing to come, it seems to be that this ripple is coming right towards you.
Okay, I'm gonna take out the 5 pounds of meat I got and just go, okay, just throw it towards it.
All 5 pounds, or
It's
only
just
part
one
of it?
chunk, I believe.
No, you actually got several chunks of meat. Like,
okay,
basically say that you got 5 pounds worth of meat, like maybe 2 pounds is a roast, and, this and this.
I'm just gonna throw out pieces of it randomly around it.
The water starts boiling right where you're throwing the piece. It seems whatever it is now distracted by the meat. Although you can't really make out what it might be. It seems to be blending in with the water.
Go, 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 go!
Megan, Volt, and Sareth come down next as the water is still churning and get themselves out. Jimjar kind of helps Kurt out. Gadriel, are you coming out, or are you staying in the water to be eaten?
No, I'm coming out. Wait.
I get the fuck out of here.
I'm out to jam. I'm gone.
Alright, Kurt, roll a 1d100 for me.
Why me?
Alright, the water starts rippling some more as 4 more of your companions come down. What do you do?
I throw more meat.
Alright, you take another pound of meat, you toss it, the whatever is in the water roils towards it and starts consuming as the 4 of them drop down to the water and climb back out again. Roll a 1d100.
All of us? Or?
No, just Kurt. The water continues to roll as 2 more of your companions come down, leaving only Boris and Azure up above.
So I don't think it's coming towards us.
It's still kind of it roiling right about here.
Let's go.
I'm gonna see if I can distract it by throwing 1 more pound of meat just a little bit further behind it.
Alright. Boris and Azure, you get down, you see a chunk of meat kind of dissolving in the water nearby as all these bubbles come up around it.
I'm running out of the water as fast as I can, man.
Go!
I had nightmares
Out of
about
water.
I'm feeding the river.
Who's the faceless guy?
You hear more murmurings in your heads of flesh for the faceless lord.
Yes,
The Lord is pleased. Roll perception check, guys. Alright, Kurt. You see what looks like some kind of... Kurt and Gadler. You see some kind of pseudopod that's half blended in with the water and kind of grayish, extending out from the water, right where Kurt had been tossing the meat, and it actually waves at you.
Aw.
Excuse me?
I wave back.
You feed me, and you feed the flesh, the faceless lord. You are you are most welcome in the waters again.
I give him a thumbs up and I just look back at the other. Let's go.
That's of course all telepathic in your heads.
Yeah.
Now, around you, as you're standing up there, you can see that there's still, like, a couple of buzzing things in the air, but they're too far away from you. You notice that there are actually 3 usable passages. One to the north, one to the west, and one to the south. As you look around, you see your companions kind of looking around. Companions also looking around again. And the Jim Jar is kind of looking fondly towards the path to the north, it looks like. And he goes, eventually we can actually make it to Blindstone going that way, he says. But Shushar kind of looks towards the western passage and says, but my home is this way. We can get there to the Dark Lake. And over towards the south passage, I believe Budipo is looking and says, but Gracklslag is this way. I can't pronounce it. It's the Durgar city.
You could write it down.
Sure. I am terrible with pronunciation.
Crackles. Tipo, I don't think they like us in Grapplestag.
Gracklestag.
Good.
No, I don't do.
I mean,
cut.
I
Cut,
kind of like. I have no problem with Duragar, but they might put me. Shushar, question: is your hometown underwater?
Oh no! It's on the water's edge. It's not in the water. But I know you can also use that as a passageway to Gracklestag. He kind of looks over towards Bebeppo and nods. If they do not wish to go to Gracklestag, but you do, you can always come with us. Safety in numbers, yes? Bebeppo seems to nod at this and says, if you guys don't wish to come to I'm just going to call it Gracklestag because I can't pronounce it further. Gracklestag, I suppose it'll be worth it to follow this fishman there to his home first. The stool kind of vibrates and says, I really just want to get home to the underground. Sorry, to night. Brain. Sorry, I really just wish to get home to Neverlight Grove. And Sareth nods as well and says, yeah, and I really need to help this little one get home. I'm the reason that he's here in the first place.
Stool?
Yes?
Are there shrooms in your area that you wouldn't care if I ate?
Oh, none of them are sentient. None of them can think for themselves. They are no different than you eating the flesh of another creature.
I vote for Mushroom Land.
Do you know which way Mushroom Land is to?
Still kind of seems to be thinking for a moment and says, well, it's, from what I understand from your sleep cycles and everyone's sleep cycles around here, it'll probably take at least 36 days to get there. And Shushar at this point says, well, Neverlight Grove isn't too far from Sleep. You're fine. You can probably get to Neverlight Grove if you come first towards the Darkened Lake. Go to Sloopadoop. Sloopadoop's only 8 days from here. It's not that far at all.
I'm fine with going with Shushar. Wait, I'm gonna make an insight check to see if Shushar isn't gonna sell us to people who are gonna eat us. I can't trust people.
Shushar seems very honest and forthright. he doesn't seem very completely sane, but he does seem on. Well, actually, no, sorry, he is sane compared to the rest of his people. Sorry. He does seem rather honest and forthright. It's Budapu who's the one who doesn't seem completely sane. It's my bad.
I
Fine.
can't remember the races of Jim, Jar, and Boopidoo.
Jimjar is a deep gnome. Budapo is roll a nature check on Budapo. I'll let you know what he is.
He's not a Durgar, apparently, because I would know what that is. 'Cause we would know.
All right, looking at him, you know that he is a Diro.
Hey. Hey, what?
A Diro. Let's see if I can pull out a handout for you for Diro.
Maybe I'll get just search.
I'm fine going with Sushar, getting to assist.
Diro, Derro.
Darrow.
Diro, sorry. Diro.
Darrow. The fuck is a Darrow? Oh, they look friendly.
Do they?
No. Alright, alright, so Fish Village, Mushroom Land,
Upstairs.
upstairs.
The Volt, Megan, Holly, and Grishap, who's apparently clinging to Holly, basically looking around and going. It doesn't. And Megan says, is the first one to speak and says, "It really doesn't matter which way we go. We just need to get to the surface. Which way will get us fastest to the surface? On the north side of the mountains." Which, of course, at least one or two of you is from the south side of the mountains.
I'm just gonna look at Megan. Now, it does matter where we go. You want to go to surface, therefore it matters for you to go up.
Yes, but there's no actual path between the mountains going up. There's only a path in the Underdark. And we need to get home.
What's north of the mountains?
It's where I'm from. It's Zaladin.
Right.
Why? Where are you from?
The south side.
Yes, so you say. And it was Kolar, wasn't it?
We're from Gruntelgrim, if I'm not mistaken.
I am from...
I mean, I'm from Gruntelgrim.
Yeah, I'm Kola.
Crap.
Jim Jar kind of looks up at them and says, if you want to get to the surface, especially if you want to get to the surface to the north of the Kolar Mountains, coming to Blindenstone would be the best way to go. And that's here to the north. We just have to avoid hitting hitting the Drow city of the city of spiders. I can never pronounce
So
it.
you're telling me going your way means going past Drow and facing Duergar?
And possible.
No, Durgar, he says, Gracklesluck. To where I'm talking about, Blundenstone, is us, the gnomes.
Oh.
And we might be able to hit Netherlight Grove. I don't think is that far from there. Let me think. He says. Let's see. Netherlight Grove. No, well, okay. So maybe it's 16 days from there. But come on, it's close. It's a nice city you can go to instead of that whatever town the fishman's from. He grins. What do you say? Want to go north? Want to go south? And at this point, these companions over here kind of look at you and says, and says, "You're welcome to go whichever way you're going, but I think that we need to get to the surface the fastest we can, at least to the north." And they kind of stack up with Jim Jar. And, "We'll protect you," she says to Jim Jar. She seems to have the even though she's only 13, she seems to have this odd aura of command about her. It's basically taking charge.
What do you think?
I kind of want to go to the surface as quick as possible. Any side of the mountain will do. but I don't like the city of spiders we're gonna have to pass.
Jim Jar says, no, we don't have to actually go through the City of Spiders. It's just that the path that way will take us closer to the City of Spiders. And Sarath kind of nods. Don't worry, with me at your side, I can probably get, navigate us away from there.
What do you guys think? As I look to Azur and Yadri.
So it looks like Budippo and Shushar are heading towards Darken Lake. Jim Jar and the other four over there, the four RPG Maker looking characters, are all heading towards Blindenstone. You guys now have your choice of which way you wish to go.
I need new tools.
Do we have enough food to survive the journey to...
None of you currently have food.
I have 2 pounds of meat.
Yes, Kurt has 2 pounds of odd meat.
Where's the nearest city?
Don't worry, guys. I can provide for you.
Shushar,
That's you that can carry you, bud, not the food.
let's just... I don't know, what do you guys
And again, Shushar says the Darken Lake is the closest to here. It is only a journey of 8 days.
As Curtis gonna chip in, most important for me, I think, is the Mushroom Land. As long as we go there, I'm happy.
Yes, and he says, looking over at the other group, the Blindenstone is actually past the Darken Lake. It's just that when we all get there, he says that if we actually head this direction to head to the Dark Lake first, you can then take a boat to get towards Blindenstone. And Jim Jar kind of responds like, well, that is true. But he kind of looks at the others and says, but I know that you might not necessarily want to go to the Dark Lake. I mean, there's a lot of potential dangers there. Besides, wouldn't the drow think of it first? At which point Shoshar responds and says, if you head north from there, you're more likely to hit the City of Spiders. If you head across the lake, you can completely avoid it.
Also, we probably need to stock up on some good gear. So I'm hip hopping all over the place, but I think Shushar is better. But I don't know.
Okay, everyone vote in chat. Either Fish Village or Gnome Village. No town, whatever.
It's a city, actually.
City.
But it's a city that's 30 days away.
Or a village 7 days away.
At which point Sarath and Stool, after some discussion, said they can get a direct route across the Dark Lake to get to Neverlake Grove.
Yggdrasi, you gonna vote? Gadriel?
I guess I'll be going traveling 8 days to that one. I just know I need some rest and some food.
At which point the rest of your companions, and Jim Jar included, says, "All right, you've convinced me. We'll stick along with you as far as the Darken Lake. After that, well, we're gonna be heading to Blindenstone. If you guys want to head to Neverlight or even to Crackleslag after that, be my guests."
Me.
So it looks like it's agreed. The group of you are all gonna head together for now, before splitting up.
That seems the safe.
Works for me.
Now, considering this is the end of the first chapter, and we're still down a person. How about we say that we actually stop here for this session? It might be a little earlier on, but again, we don't want to. This would be better off, especially with the NPC management, to have everybody together.
Are we gonna manage NPCs?
Yeah. Well, you get to manage some of the NPCs. Like my special NPCs are mine alone because they've they're fully fleshed out in my head. Some of the other ones I'll at least give you combat ability or like your buddy system on them. But yes, again, I'm gonna have several of them heading off eventually. Once you hit the Darkened Lake, if they're still alive, the party's gonna split up at that point.
If they're still alive.
Oh, one more thing. Everybody is now at least level 2.
Hooray!
You've successfully gotten down. Everybody survived. Yes, it was a trying time, but everybody managed to survive. Now, once the Drow figured out you have escaped, they're eventually going to send parties after you, and you know this. But so that's why you have to decide quickly which direction to head in and head that way.
Do I have enough supplies to make a magical artifact?
I
Probably
got some leather
not.
and a bit of wood.
Yeah, I got some metal, I got some leather, I got some wood, I got some silk, I got a hammer, I got caltraps.
Oh, and whoever used the rope, unless you picked up one of the extra ropes around, you can cut. I can say that you had enough time because you kind of befriended the Grey Ooze by feeding it, to have cut down part of that rope so that you now have 75 feet of silk rope.
Okay. Yeah. So, wait. Do I want to make a satchel, or would I want to?
Wait, what?
I can make, if Grizz lets me make a bag from all the shit I pilfered, trying to get something.
If you wish to combine every single last one of those pilfered items into a single bag, that'll be enough to carry both of the bags of. Yeah, you still have 2 remaining bags of caltraps and a bag of pitons. Well, actually, iron spikes that can be used as pitons. I would say you have a bag that's big enough to fit all 3 of those, plus a few other supplies, with all of the extra stuff you picked up, like
No, I'm trying. I have this thing called an alchemist satchel, which is
Okay.
like something I need for my class.
Alright, no, then yes, you can definitely use that. You still have the fact that you're hampered by 3 other bags, but the satchel at least will go over your shoulder. But you've got 3 other bags that's like bouncing against your body wherever you've secured them.
It's fine. The items I stole to make my satchel.
Yeah. So, since it's a necessary thing for your class, I'm going to rule that you can have that, yes.
We get all the benefits of leveling up, like you'll gain another hit die.
Yes, you do. You will have to wait until you actually take a long rest eventually, next session, before you can, regain all that stuff. But we're just going to wait, yeah. On that.
Hey guys, I can kill you now.
Right.
And there's a cleric NPC with you as well.
I thought she was a paladin.
Well, she's a she's a high priestess for a special god in that world. So she actually has some abilities that are kind of like a paladin in that sense. She can lay on hands.
She likes mushrooms too.
Chris, if I want to decide to roll another dice for tomorrow,
Well, I'm gonna head out. GG, guys.
All right, take care. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Yep.
All right.